My name is Esther Chow. I'm an objects conservator at the Solomon R. Guggenheim Museum. I'm part of the conservation department. We also have paintings conservators, paper conservators, and new media conservators who all work together in the long-term preservation of our collection. The unique part of the Under the Same Sun exhibition is that we were able to install and learn about the exhibitions in New York City first, and then be able to bring it to another country, such as Mexico City here at HUMEX. A lot of these works are a little challenging, a little different is because they have a lot of live elements, things that are non-traditionally used as art materials. We have the Gabriel Sierra piece with fruit, we have the Prieto piece with a live plant, and Damien Ortega's sculpture that's put together with food tortillas. So when we acquired this work, we were concerned about the material that tortillas are made with, corn, flour, and water, basically, things that are put together and made to be eaten. And all of a sudden, we had to think about keeping these preserved for years. Each piece is like a puzzle that they're locked together to create this structure. And so handling it, and over a long term, tortillas can degrade and deteriorate, and next time they might not fit together so well. So working with the artist, he told us that his mother made these tortillas for him for his artwork, and we wanted to make sure that we had extra sets so that if anything should happen in the future, that we were able to have extra tortillas to be able to keep creating this artwork as needed. With the Carlos Amorales piece, it's intended that people interact with the work, to use these mallets and actually play the piece. The sculpture had been exhibited before, and we saw that a lot of the symbols had a lot of fingerprints on them, sort of marking and marring the surface. So with sculptures that aren't intended to be touched, we are very concerned when people do touch it. We do want to clean the fingerprints off immediately. So when the artist came to New York, we talked to him about the fingerprints and asked him whether or not this was acceptable, if it took away from the piece. And after our conversation, he said that this piece is meant to be played with, and this is part of the history of the work and people's interactions with it. With the Costa work, it's interesting because it's a floor work. In a sense, even though they're just bath towels, they're quite fragile because of the painted surface. Also being on the floor, they tend to gather more dust and dirt, and so they require quite a bit of maintenance to clean off the surface. So in New York, we put it on a lower platform. Here, because of this beach effect, we were afraid that if we put it directly onto the ramp surface, that people would think that you could walk right onto it. So the architect and designer of the exhibition incorporated these small platforms that you see, and the work was able to be kind of separated on a platform, but also was still part of the ramps. Even though we're familiar with the works and how they should look and how these pieces should be installed with the artist's intention, each place you go, you're basically learning it over again because the space is so different. Even though the exhibition is still here, we're already planning for the installation in London. And in this phase, what we've been trying to do to prepare for the exhibition is to understand their climate, understand their space, understanding their lighting issues, so that once we get there with the artworks, we know how to handle everything.